Fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon, but Oma thinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires, like to a step-dam or dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will steep themselves in night. 4 nights will dream away the time, and then the moon, like to a silver bow now bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriments. Awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love doing the injuries, but I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man had my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. My gracious Duke, this man had bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung, with feigning voice, verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy, with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, necks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messages of strong prevailment and unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, into stubborn harshness. And my gracious Duke, be it so that she will not here, before your grace, consent to marry with Demetrius, I beg the ancient privilege of Athens. As she is mine, I may dispose of her, which will be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
What say you, fair Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, to you your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are but as a form in wax, by him imprinted, and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
Well, in himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
Would my father look but with my eyes?
Rather, your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty in such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires, know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I, to be in shady cloistered mewed, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that master so their blood, to undergo such maiden pilgrimage, but earthlier happy is the rose distilled than that which withering on the virgin thorn grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will yield my virgin paten up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing date betwixt my love and me for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest for austerity in a single life.
Relance with Hermia, and Lysander yield thy crazy title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Ah, scornful Lysander. True, he had my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my rights of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes every way is fairly ranked. if not with vantage as Demetrius. And what's more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should I not then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll vouch it on his head, made love to Nadar's daughter Helena, and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess I heard as much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and Commingius, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate, to death or to a vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta. What cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptials, and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well beteen them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay me, for aught that I could read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood,
Spite too old to be engaged too young.
or else misgrafted in respect of years,
Oh, spite too old to be engaged too young.
or else it stood upon the choice of friends,
Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
or if there was sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the collied night, that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth. And ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up. So quick bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience, for 'tis a customary cross. As due to love is thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy followers.
Good persuasion. Therefore hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue that hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee, and to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena to do observance to a morn of May. There will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus' doves, by that which knitteth souls and prosperous loves, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen when the false Troyan under sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broke, in number more than women ever spoke. In that same place thou hast appointed me. Tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear when wheat is green and hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching. Oh, were favor so, yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns could teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty, would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself shall fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander seemed Athens as a paradise to me. But then what graces in my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven into a hell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flights doth still conceal. From Athens' gates have we devised to steal.
And in the woods, where often you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lovers' food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my love. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some or other some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she, but what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know, and as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I admiring of his qualities. Things base and vile, holding no quantity, love can transform to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste, wings and no eyes, figure unheedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, for in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boys in game themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight, and then will he to the wood tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Company here.
You were best to call them generally man by man, according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name, which is thought fit to play in our interlude in all Athens, to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, tell what the play treats on, then name the names of the actors, so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Master, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you, Nick Bottom the Weaver.
Ready? Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What's Pyramus? A lover or tyrant?
A lover that kills himself, most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or part the terracotta in to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates. Amphibious car shall shine from far to make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now name the rest of the players. This was Hercules' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute the bellows mender.
Herr Peter Quince.
You, Francis Flute, must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe, a wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
Oh, that's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Oh, Thisbe, oh, Thisbe. Pyramus dear, my lover dear, thy Thisbe dear, thy lady dear.
No, you must play Pyramus, and you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Robin Starveling, must play Thisbe's father, Tom Snout the tinker.
Here, Peter Quinn.
Tom Snout, you Pyramus' father. Myself, Thisbe's mother. Snug the joiner. You the lion's part. And I hope here's a play fitted.
Have you the lion part written? I pray, if it be, give it me, because I'm slow study.
You may play it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again. Let him roar again.
Only you should do it too terribly. You will fright the Duchess and the ladies that they will shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
That would hang us every mother's son.
I grant you, friends. If we were to fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you, and it's any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day, a most gentlemanlike man. Therefore, you must play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it.
Yay.
What beard were I best to play it
Well,
in?
what you like.
I will discharge it in either your straw-colored beard, your orange tawny beard, your purple and grain beard, or your French crown-colored beard, your perfect yellow.
Some of your French counts have no hair at all, and then you will play barefaced. Well, masters, here are your scrolls. And I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to come them by tomorrow night and meet me in the palace wood a mile without the town by moonlight. There will we rehearse. For if we meet in the city, we will be dogged by company, and our device is known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of properties, such as our play wants. I pray you fail me not.
We will meet, and there we will rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Yay. Enough, hold or cut bowstrings.
Aye.
Oh, now, mad spirit, whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire, I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere. And I serve the fairy queen to dew her orbs upon the green. The cowslips tall her pensioners be, in their gold coats spots you see. Those be rubies' fairy favors, in those freckles live their savors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lobe of spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all her elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing felon wrath, because that she as her attendant hath a lovely boy stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling. And jealous Oberon would have the child knight of his train to trace the forest's while. But she, perforce, withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen, but Deji Square. That all their elves, for fear, creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape and making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you he that frights the maidens of the villagery? Skim milk and sometimes labour in the quern, and bootless make the breathless housewife churn, and sometime make the drink to bear no barm, mislead night wanderers laughing at their harm. Those that hobgoblin call you and sweet puck, you do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are not you he?
Thou speakest the right. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile. When I have fat and being fat horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a filly foal. And sometime lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in very likeness of a roasted crop. And when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlap pour the ale. The wisest aunt, telling the saddest still, sometime for 3 footstool mistakes me. Then slip I from her bump, down topple she, and Taylor cries, and falls into a cuff. And then the whole choir hold their hips, and laugh, and waxen in their mirth, and knees, and swear a merry hour was never wasted there. But room, fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress, would that he were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What? Jealous Oberon? Fairy, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton, and not I thy lord.
Then I must be thy lady. But I know, when thou wast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corin, sat all day playing on pipes of corn, and versing love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here? Come from the farthest steep of India, but that forsooth the bouncing Amazon, your busked mistress, and your warrior love to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How can thou thus, for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love for Theseus? Didst not thou lead him through the glimmering night from Perigenia, whom he ravished, and make him with fair Aegles break his faith, with Ariadne, with Antiope?
These are the forgeries of jealousy. And never, since the middle summer spring, met we on hill, dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountain, or by rushy brook, or in the beached margent of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls, thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling in the land, hath every pelting river made so proud, they have overborne their continents. The ox, therefore, hath stretched his yoke in vain, the ploughman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere his youth attained a beard. The 9 men's morris is filled up with mud, and the quaint mazes in the wanton green, for lack of tread, are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter here. No night is now with him, or carol blessed. Therefore the moon, governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air, that rheumatic diseases do abound. And through this distemperature, we see the seasons alter, hoary-headed frosts fall in the lap of the crimson rose, and on old Heim's thin and icy crown, an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is as in mockery set. The spring, the summer, chilling autumn, angry winter, change their wonted livery, and the mazed world by their increase knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evil comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often hath she gossiped by my side. When we have sat on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood, when we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming gait following, her womb then rich, with my young squire would imitate, and sail upon the land, to fetch me trifles, and return again as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal of that boy, did die, and for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long intend you stay within this grove?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day, if you will patiently dance in our round, and see our moonlight revels go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away, we shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest when once I sat upon a promontory and heard a mermaid with a dolphin's back uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid, all armed. A certain aim he took at a fair vestal, throned by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. Yet I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votaress passed on in maiden meditation, fancy-free. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound, and maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make or man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put together round about the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eye. The next thing that she waking looks upon, be it lion, bear, or wolf or bull, meddling monkey or busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia, the one I'll slay, thou that slayest me? Thou toldst me they were stolen unto this wood. And here am I, and wood within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, and yet you draw not iron, for my heart is as true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not in plainest truth tell you I do not know, I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What worser place could I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect with me to be used as you use your dog?
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impeach your modesty too much to leave this city and commit yourself into the hands of one who loves you not, to trust the opportunity of night and the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich wealth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege, for that it is not night when I do see your face. Therefore I think I am not in the night, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company. For you, in my respect, are all the world. Then how can it be said I am alone when all the world is here to look on me?
I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies and Daphne holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin. The mild hind makes speed to catch the tiger. Bootless speed when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not say thy questions, let me go. Or if they follow me, do not believe, but I shall do the mischief in the wood.
Aye, in the temple, the town, the field, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius! Your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and were not made to woo. I'll follow thee, and make a heaven of hell to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, messenger.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it to me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows, quite over-canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses, and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake throws its enameled skin, weed wide enough to wrap a fairy in. And with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love.
Fear not, my lord. Fear not. Your servant shall do so.
Come now, a roundel and a fairy song. Then for the third part of a minute, hence. Some to kill cankers in the musk rose buds, some war with rare mice for their leathern wings to make my small elves' coats, and some keep back the clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wonders our quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices, and let me rest.
Yes, but it's snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be vaccine, roots and blind ones do no wrong, come not near, fairy queen. Roots and blind ones do no wrong, come not near, fairy queen, come not near, fairy queen. Hence away, yes, for the snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs may not sing. Hence away, hence away, hence away. Philomel with melody, singing a sweet lullaby, hence away. Now all is well. One aloof stands
Hence away, now all is well. One aloof stands sentinel.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake. Be it ounce, or cat, or bear, pard, or boar with bristled hair, in thy eye that shall appear, when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake! When some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood, and to speak troth, I have forgot our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander, find you out of bed, for I upon this bank shall rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One bed, one heart, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet. Do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense, sweet, of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean, my heart unto yours is knit, so that one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchained in an oath, so then two bosoms and a single troth. So by your side no bedroom me deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much be sure my manners and my pride of Hermia meant to say Lysander lied, but gentle friend, for love and courtesy lie further off in human modesty. Such separation as may well be said becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love near altar till thy sweet life end.
Amen. Amen to that fair prayer, say I, and thus end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep give thee all his rest.
With half that wish the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none. On whose eyes am I to prove this flower's force in steering love? Night and silence. Who goes there? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despised the Athenian maid. And the maiden sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she does not lie. Near this luck love, this kill courtesy. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all the powers this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep its seed on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
Charge thee hence and do not haunt me thus.
Wilt thou, darkling, leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril. I alone will go.
I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, whereso she lies, for she has blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears? If so, mine eyes are oftener washed than hers. No, I am as ugly as a bear. For beasts that meet me run away for fear. Therefore 'tis no marvel, though Demetrius do, as a monster fly my presence thus. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's fiery eyne? But who is here? Lysander? On the ground, dead or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And run through fire will I for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows art that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword!
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What though he love your Hermia, Lord, what though? But Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Oh, content with Hermia, no. I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who would not trade a raven for a dove? The will of man is by his reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid. And touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will, and leads me to your eyes, wherein I o'erlook love's stories, written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born, when at your hands did I deserve such scorn? Is it not enough? Is it not enough, young man, that I did know, nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius' eye, but you must flout my insufficiency? Good troth, you do me wrong. Good sooth, you do in such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare you well. Perforce, I must confess, I thought you lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused should of another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there. Never mayst thou come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to the stomach brings, or as the heresies that men do leave are hated most by those they did deceive, so thou, my surfeit and my heresy, of all be hated, but the most of me. And all thy powers address thy love and might to honor Helen and to be her knight.
Help me, Lysander, help me. Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. Oh, me. Oh, for pity. What a dream was here. Lysander, look who I do quake with fear. Methought a serpent ate my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel prey. Lysander? What removed? Lysander, Lord! What, no sound, no word, gone? Alack, where are you? Speak, and if you hear, speak of all loves, I swoon almost with fear. No. Then I'll perceive you are not nigh. Either death or you, I'll find immediately.
Are we all met?
Here is a marvelous, convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage. This hawthorn brake, our tiring house. And we shall do it in action, as we will do it before the Duke and the Duchess.
Peter Quince.
What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this play of comedy and Thisbe and Pyramus that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
Oh, by your lake in a parlous fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue. Make the prologue seem to say we will do no harm with our swords, that Pyramus is not killed indeed, and for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Make it 8 and 8.
Oh, let the ladies be afeard of the lion.
Spirit, I promise you.
Ladies, gentlemen, masters, consider with yourself to bring in God's shield as a lion before ladies is a most dreadful thing. For there's not a more fearful wildfowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue should tell, he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus or to the same defect, ladies, or ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you, not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, 'twere pity on my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man, as other men are. And there indeed, let him name his name and tell them plainly, he is not the joiner.
Well, if that may be, then all is well. But there is 2 hard things. That is, we must bring the moonlight into the chamber. For you know, Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonshine.
Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar. Look in the almanac. Find out moonshine.
Aha!
Psst, psst.
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Yes! Why then we can leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and that moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye, or else one may come in with a bush of thorn.
Okay.
And a lantern, and says he comes to disfigure or to present moonshine. Then there is another thing. we must bring a great wall in the great chamber. For you know, Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did talk through the chink of a wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some plaster, some loam, some rough cast about him to signify wall. Or let him hold his fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
Well, if that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, when you have spoken your speech, go into that break, and so everyone according to his cue.
Thisbe.
What hempen homespawns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen. What? A play toward? I'll be an auditor. An actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Pyramus, stand forth. Thisbe, come.
Thisbe! The flowers of odious savors.
Odorous, odorous.
Odors, savors sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while. By and by I will to thee appear.
A strange appearance they never played here.
Must I speak now?
Yeah.
I, Mary, must you, for you must understand, he goes but to see a noise that he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus. Most radiant Pyramus. Most lily white of ooh. Of colour like the red rose on triumphant briar. Most brisky juvenile, and eke most lovely Jew, as truest arse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninny's tomb, man. But you must not say that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, stand forth. Your cue is past. It is never tire.
Oh. As truest arse that yet would never tire.
If I were fair Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous! Oh, strange! We are haunted! Pray, masters! Fly, masters! Help!
I'll follow you! I'll lead you but around! Through buck, through bush, through brake, through briar! Sometime a horse I'll be, sometime a hound! A hawk, a headless bear, sometime a fire! And neigh, and bark, and roar, and runt, and burn! Like hawk, hound, bear, horse, fire at every turn!
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an ass head of your own, do you?
Oh, bless thee, Bottom. Thou art translated!
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could. But I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing that they shall hear I am not afraid. The ouzel cock so black of hue, with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain-sung cuckoo gray, whose note full many a man doth mark, and dares not answer nay. Yaw! For who would set his wit to so foolish a bird? Who would give the bird a lie, though he cry cuckoo? Never so.
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. and thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. But you know, nowadays, reason and love keep little company together. The more the pity, some honest gentleman cannot make them friends. Nay, nay, nay. I can make gleeks upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither. If I had wit enough to get out of these woods, I'd have enough wit to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate, and summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peace blossom, cobweb, moth, mustard seed.
Ready, and I. Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks, gambol in his eyes, feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, and for night tapers crop their waxen thighs, to have my love to bed and to arise, and pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, do him courtesies.
Hail, Myrtle, hail. Hail.
Oh, I beseech your worship's mercy heartily. Your name, I beseech you?
Cobweb.
Cobweb? I shall desire you of more acquaintance, good master Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest gentleman?
Peas Blossom.
I pray you, commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and Master Peascod, your father. Good Master Peas Blossom, I shall desire you of more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you, sir?
Mustard Seed.
Good Master Mustard Seed, I know your patience well. That same cowardly giant like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred have made mine eyes water ere now. I shall desire you of more acquaintance, good Master Mustard Seed.
Come, wait upon him. Lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity.
Yee-yaw! Yee-yaw!
Tie up my love's tongue. Bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awaked, and what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love! Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest thick-skin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in her sport, forsook the scene and entered in a break, when I did him a disadvantage take, and as the snow I fixed it on his head. Anon his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes, when they him spy, as wild geese and the creeping fowler eye. Or russet pretty chuffs, many in sort, rising and crowing at the gun's report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky, so at his side away his fellows fly. And at our stamp, here, over and over, one falls, he murder cries, and help from Athens calls. Their senseless weak, lost with their fears the strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their upper snatch, some sleeves, some hats, from Yeldos all things catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked, and straightway loved an ass!
Oh, this falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice, as I bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that then he waked, of false she must be I.
Stand close, this is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lie breath so bit on a bitter foe.
No, I but chide. But I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes and blood, and plunge in the deep and kill me too, the sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon as this whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with the Antipodes. It cannot be but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear, as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Oh, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my
Out,
hounds.
dog! Out, cur, thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Once tell true, even for my sake durst thou have looked upon him being awake, and hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch, could not a worm, an adder, do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spent your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee tell me then that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get there for?
A privilege never to see me more. And from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow for debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe, which now in some slight measure it may pay, if for his tender here I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprision must perforce ensue some true love turned, and not some false turned true.
Then Fate overrules that one man holding truth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look to find. All fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than an arrow from the Tartar's bow!
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, drop in apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helen is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we this fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand apart. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Why should you think that I should woo and scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep, and vows so born in their nativity all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith that prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more when truth kills truth, O devilish holy fray. These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me put in two scales will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind, now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helen, goddess, nymph, perfect, divine, to what my love shall I compare thy nine? Crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripe and show thy lips, those kissing cherries, tempting grow. That pure congealed white, high Taurus snow, fanned with eastern wind, turns to a crow. When thou holdst up thy hand, oh, let me kiss this impress of pure white, the seal of bliss.
Oh, fight! Oh, hell! I see you all are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and you courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and superpraise my parts when I know you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena, a trim exploit. A manly enterprise to conjure tears up in a poor mate's eyes with your derision. None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make your sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so, for you love Hermia. This you know, I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love I yield you up my part, and yours to Helena, to me bequeath, whom I do love, and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste such idle breath.
Listen to keep thy Hermia will none. If e'er I loved all that love is gone. My heart to her but has guestwise sojourned, and now to Helen it is home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou abide dear. Look where thy love comes. Yonder is thy dear.
Dark night that from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. Wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found mine ear, I thank it, brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let it bide. Fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all yon fiery eyes and O's of light. Why seekst thou me? Cannot this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think it cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us, oh, is all forgot? All school days' friendship? All childhood innocence? We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, both sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, our voices, and minds had been incorporate. So we grew together, like to a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet a union in partition, two lovely berries molded on a single stem, so with two seeming bodies and one heart, two of the first, like coats in heraldry, due but to one, and crowned with one crest. And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly, it is not maidenly. Our sex as well as I can chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I'm amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise my eyes and face, and set your other love, Demetrius, who even now did spurn me with his foot to call me goddess, nymph, divine, and rare, perfect, celestial? Wherefore speaks he thus to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, and tender me forsooth affection, but by your setting on, by your consent? What though I be not so in grace as you, so set upon with love, so fortunate but miserable most to love unloved? This you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do. Persever. Counterfeit sad looks. Make mouths upon me when I turn my back. Wink each at each other. Hold the sweet jest up. This sport well carried shall be chronicled. If you had any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare you well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena, hear my excuse, my love, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent!
We do not scorn ourselves.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst not compel more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life I do. I swear by that which I would lose for thee to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than she can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, where do tends all this?
Why, you Ethiop?
No, he'll seem to break loose. Take on as you would follow, but yet come not. You I tame and go.
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing, let loose, and I'll shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why'd you grow so rude? What changes this sweet love?
Thy love? Out, tawny tartar, out! Out, loathed medicine, hated potion, hence!
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you!
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond, cause y'all not trust your word.
Hi. What shall I kill her? Hurt her? Strike her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me wherefore? Oh, news, my love, am not I Hermia, are not you Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile, since tonight you loved me, yet since tonight you left me. Why then you left me, the gods forbid, in earnest shall I say.
I, by my life, never did desire to see thee more, therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, nothing truer, that I do hate thee and love Helena.
You juggler! You caker blossom, you thief of love. What have you come by night and stole my love's heart from him?
Fine, in faith, have you no modesty? No maiden shame? No touch of bashfulness? What? Will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit. You puppet, you.
Puppet? Why so? Ah, that way goes the game. Now I do perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And have you grown so high in his esteem? Because I am so dwarfish and so low. How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak! How low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach into thine
I
eyes.
pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all of shrewishness. I'm a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think because she is something lower than myself, then I can match her.
Lower heart again.
Good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia, did ever keep your counsel, never wronged you, save that. In love unto Demetrius, I told him of your stealth unto this wood. He followed you, for love I followed him, but he hath chid me hence and threatened to spurn me, strike me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so you will let me quiet go. Back to Athens will I bear my folly back and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Get you gone. Who is it that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What with Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Be not afraid! She shall not harm thee, Helena!
No, sir, she shall not. No, you take her part.
Oh, when she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little again, nothing but low and little while he's over to Fleming. Let me come to her!
Get you gone! You dwarf! You minimus of hindering not grass maid, you bead! You acorn!
You are too officious. In her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helen and take not her part. For if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide.
Oh, now she holds me not. Now follow if thou darest to try whose right of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with the chick by Joel.
You, mistress, all this coil is long of you. Now go not back.
I will not trust you, nor longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands and mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed. I know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else commits thy knaveries willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did you not tell me that I shall know the man by the Athenian garments he had on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise that I have anointed in Athenians' eyes. And so far, I'm happy it so did sort, as these there jungling I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. High therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon with the drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander sometime frame thy tongue, and stir Demetrius up to bitter wrong. Then sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows death counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and creepy wings doth creep. Then drop this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When next they wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision. Then back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league whose date till death shall never end. Whilst I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy, and then I will her charmed eye release from monster's view, and all things shall be peace.
My very lord, this must be done with haste. For night's swift dragon cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts wandering here and there troop home into churchyards. Damned spirits that in floods and crossways and burials already to their wormy beds are gone. For fear lest they should look their shames upon, they willfully themselves exile from light, and must for aye consort with black-browed night.
But we are spirits of another sort. I with the morning's love have oft made sport, and like a forester the groves may tread, even till the eastern gate, all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns into yellow gold his salt green streams. But notwithstanding haste, make no delay, we may effect this business yet ere day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now!
Here, drone ready. Where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me then, to plainer ground.
Ah!
Again, thou run away, thou coward! Art thou fled? Speak in some bush! Where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging the stars, telling the bushes that thou lookest for ward and will not come? Come, thou recreant, come, thou child. He is defiled that draws the sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice. We'll try no manhood here.
He goes before me and still dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he is gone. This villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, yet faster did he fly. That followed him I in dark, uneven way. Here will I rest me. Come, thou gentle day, and if but once thou show me thy grey light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite.
Ho, 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 coward! Why comest thou not?
Abide me if thou darest! For well I wot, thou runst before me shift in every place, and darest not stand nor look me in the face. What art thou now?
Come hither, I am here.
Nay then, thou mockst me! Thou shalt buy this dear, if ever I thy face by daylight see. Now go thy way! Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. By day's approach, look to be visited.
Oh, weary night. Oh, long and tedious night. Abate thy hours. Shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight. From these that my poor company detest, and sleep that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye, steal me a while from mine own company.
Yet but three. Come, one more. For three of both kinds makes up four. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is an avish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with the dew and torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs, can keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest me till the break of day. Oh, heavens, shield Lysander if they mean a fray.
On the ground, sleep sound. I'll apply to thy eye gentle lover's remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in thy sight of thy former lady's eye. And the country proverb known, that each man should have his own, in thy waking shall be shown. Jack shall have Jill, naught shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
this flowery bed, while I the amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek, smooth head, and kiss thy fair, large ears, my gentle joy. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Where's Peach Blossom? Scratch my head, Peach Blossom. Where's Monsieur Cobweb?
Ready?
Oh, Monsieur Cobweb, get your weapons in your hand and kill me a red-hipped humblebee on top of a thistle. And good Monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Have a care, the honey bag break not. And good Monsieur, I would not wish you to be overflown with a honey bag. Where's Monsieur Mustard Seed?
Ready?
Good Monsieur Mustard Seed, give me your neef. Pray you, leave your courtesy.
What's your will?
Oh, nothing but to help Cavalieri Cobweb to scratch. Oh, methinks I must to the barber, for I feel I'm marvelous hairy about the face, and I'm such a tender ass. If my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What? Wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
Oh, I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and the bones.
Oh, say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Truly, a peck of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I'd rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Come, and I will wind thee in mine arms. Fairies, be gone, be always away. Oh, so doth the woodbine, the honeysuckle gently entwist. The female ivy so enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity. For meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favors from this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her. For she his hairy temples then had rounded with a coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers. And that same dew which sometime on the bud is wont to swell like round and orient pearls, stood now within the pretty floweret's eyes like tears that did their own disgrace bewail. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy. I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eye. And gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he, awakening when the others do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first, I will awake the fairy queen. Be as thou wast wont to be. See as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bud or Cupid's flower hath such grace and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head. Titania, music call, and strike more dead than common sleep of all these five the sense.
Music, oh, music, such as charmeth sleep.
Now when thou wakest, with thine own full eyes peep.
Sound music. Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance at Duke Theseus' house, triumphantly. There shall the pairs of faithful lovers be wedded with Theseus, all in prosperity.
My fairy king, attend and mark. I can hear the morning's lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad, trip we after the night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night that I sleeping here was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, one of you, find out the forester, for now our observation is performed. And since we have the wayward of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds. Uncouple in the western valley, let them go. Dispatch, I say, and find the forester. We will, fair queen, up to the mountain top, and mark the musical confusion of hounds in echo and conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in the woods of Crete they bayed the bear with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the groves, the fountains, the skies, every region near seemed all one mutual cry. I never heard such musical a discord, such sweet thunder.
My hounds are bred out of the Spartan kind, so flewed, so sanded, and their heads are hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew. Crook-kneed and dew-lapped like the Thessalian bulls, slow in pursuit, but with mouths matched like bells, each under each. A cry more tunable was never hallowed to nor cheered with horn in Crete, in Sparta, nor in Thessaly. Judge when you hear. But soft, what nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. And this Lysander. This Demetrius is. This Helen, old Nedar's Helen. I wonder of their being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent, came here in grace of our solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is not this the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Go bid the huntsmen wake them with the horns. Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine's is past. Begin these woodbirds but to couple now.
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world, that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep I hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking, but as yet I swear I truly cannot say how I came here. But I think, for truly would I speak, and now I do bethink me, so it is. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of the Athenian law.
Enough, enough! My lord, you have enough! I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away. Demetrius, they would thereby have defeated you and me. You of your wife, and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury hither followed them. Fair Helen in fancy following me. But my good lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is. My love to Hermia, melted as the snow, seems to me now as the remembrance of an idle god which in my childhood I did dote upon. And all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye, is only Helena to her, my lord. Was I betrothed till I see Hermia? But as in sickness did I loathe this food, but as in health come to my natural taste, now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. And of this discourse we more will hear anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will. For in the temple, by and by with us these couples shall eternally be wed. And for the morning now, as something worn, our purposed hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We'll hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and undistinguishable, like far-off mountains turned into clouds.
Methinks I see these things with parted eye. Everything seems double.
So methinks, and I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure? But we are awake. It seems to me that yet we sleep. We dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us follow to the temple.
Why then? We are awake. Let's follow him. And by the way, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hey ho! Peter Quince! Flute the bellows mender! Snug the joiner! Starveling! God's my life. Stolen hence and left me asleep. I've had a most rare vision. I've had a dream past the wit of man to say what dream it is. Well, man is but an ass if he go about to expound this dream. Methought I was, there's no man can say what. Methought I was, methought I had, man is but a patch fool if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen, man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, or his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom. And I will sing it at the latter end of the play before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I will sing it at her death.
Sent to Bottom's house. Has he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt he is transported.
If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it?
It is not possible. You have no man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus, but he.
Nope, he has simply the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens.
Yea, and the best person too, and he is very paramour for a sweet
You
voice.
must say paragon, for a paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there is 2 or 3 lords and ladies, and more men. If our sport had gone forward, we all had been made men.
Oh, sweet bully Bottom! No. Thus hath he lost 6p a day during his life. He could not have escaped 6p a day, and the Duke had not given him 6p a day for playing Pyramus, I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. 6p a day for Pyramus or nothing.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Bottom? Almost courageous day, almost happy hour.
Masters, I am to discourse wonders. But ask me not what, for if I tell you, I'm not true Athenian. I will tell you everything, right as it fell out.
Let us hear it, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All I will say is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, new strings to your beard, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace. Every man look over their part. For the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let not him who plays the lion pare his nails, for they must hang out for the lion's claws. And most dear actors eat no onions or garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath. And I do not doubt but to hear them say, it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away, go, away!
Tis strange, my Theseus, what these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all is frantic, sees the beauty of Helen in the brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, in a fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them into shapes, and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Such tricks have strong imagination, that if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy. Or in the night, imagining some fear, how easy is a bush suppose the bear.
Oh, but all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witness it than fancied images, and grows to something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable.
Here come the lovers full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days accompany your hearts.
More than to us, wait in your royal walks, your board, your bed.
What masks, what dances shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and our bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are at hand? Is there no play to help ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Call Philostrate.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say what abridgment have you for this evening? What masks, what music? How shall we beguile the lazy time if not with some delight?
There is a brief how many sports are ripe. Make choice of which your highness will see first.
The battle with the centaurs, to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to a harp. We'll none of that. That I have told my love and glory of my kinsman Hercules. The riot of the tipsy bacchanals, tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. That is an old device, and it was played when I from Thebes came last to conquer. The thrice 3 muses, mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary. That is some satire, keen and critical, not sorting with a nuptial ceremony. A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe, very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical, tedious and brief. That is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How will we find the concord of that discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not 1 word apt, 1 player fitted. And tragical, my noble lord, it is, for Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which when I saw rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes water. But more merry tears the passion's loud laughter never shed.
What are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never labored in their mind until now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I've heard it over, and it is nothing, nothing in the world, unless you find sport in their intents extremely stretched and conned with cruel pain to do your service.
Well, we will have that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go bring them in, and take your places, ladies.
I love not to see wretchedness overcharged and duty in his service perishing.
Oh, my gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing.
He says they can do nothing in this kind.
Oh, the kinder we to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport shall be to take what they mistake, and what poor duty cannot do, noble respect takes it in might, not merit. Where I have come, great clerks have purposed to greet me with premeditated welcomes, where I have seen them shiver, look pale, make periods in the midst of sentences, throttle their practiced accents in their fear, and in conclusion, dumbly have broke off and not paid me a welcome. But trust me, sweet, out of this silence yet I picked a welcome, and in courtesy of fearful duty, I read as much from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love, therefore, and tongue-tied simplicity in least speaks most to my capacity.
So please, your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill, that you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill, to show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. Consider then, we come but in despite, we do not come as minding to content you, our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here, that you should here repent you, the actors are at hand, and by the show you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow doth not stand upon points.
He doth rid his prologue like a rough colt. He knows not the stops. A good moral, my lord, 'tis not enough to speak, but to speak true.
Indeed, he had played his prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound but not in government.
His speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but all disordered. Who is next?
Gentles, perhaps you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady, Thisbe's certain. This man with lime and rough cast doth present wall. That vile wall that did these lovers sunder, and through wall's chink poor souls they are content to whisper, at the which let no man wonder. This man with lantern and bush of thorn presenteth moonshine. For if you know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which lion hight by name, the trusty Thisbe coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright, and as she fled, her mantle she did fall, which lion vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain, where it with bloody blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, tearing in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at last discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord, one lion may when many asses do.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I, one snout by name, present a wall. And such a wall as I would have you think, that had in it a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers Pyramus and Thisbe did whisper often very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, and the stone does show I am that same wall, the truth is so. And this the cranny is, right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Would you desire lime and hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
Oh, grim look night. Oh, night with hue so black. Oh, night, which ever art when day is not. Oh, night, oh, night. Alack, alack, alack. I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And thou, O wall, O sweet and lovely wall, that stands between her father's ground and mine, thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with thine eye. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. But what's the eye? No Thisbe do I see. Oh, wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, should not. Deceiving me, that's Thisbe's cue. She's to enter now. I'm to spy her through the wall. You shall see her fall pat as I told you. Oh, yonder she comes.
Oh, lovely wall, how often hast thou heard my moans for parting my sweet Pyramus and me? My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice. Now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love, thou art my love, I think.
Think what thou wilt. I am thy lover's grace, and like Lymander am I trusty still.
And I like Helen till the fates thee kill.
Not Shaphalus to Procrus was so true.
As Shaphalus to Procrus, I to you.
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
Oh, pah! I kiss the wall's hole, not thy lips at all.
Oh, wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straightway?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus have I wall discharged my part so, and being done, thus wall away doth go.
Now the mure's raised between the two neighbors.
The remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard.
The best of this kind are but shadows, and the worst no worse if imagination amend them.
It must be your imagination then, and not theirs.
Well, if our imagination is that they are no worse than they think of themselves, they may pass as excellent men. Here come two noble beasts in a man and a lion.
You ladies, you, whose gentle heart do fear the smallest monstrous mouth that creeps on floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion rough in wildest rage doth roar, then know that I a snug the joiner am. A lion fell, no else no lion down. For if I should, as lion come and strive into this place, 'twere pity all my life.
Very gentle beast, and of a good conscience.
The very best at a beast, my lord, that e'er I saw.
This lion is a very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
Not so, my lord, for his valor cannot carry his discretion, and the fox carries the goose.
His discretion, I'm sure, cannot carry his valor, for the goose carries not the fox. It is well. Leave it to his discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
This lantern doth the horned moon present.
He should have worn the horns on his head, huh?
He's no crescent, and his horns are invisible within the circumference.
This lantern doth the horned moon present. Myself, the man in the moon, do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lantern. How is it else the man in the moon?
He does not come in there for the candle, for you see it's already in snuff.
I'm aweary of this moon, would he would change.
It would appear by his small light of discretion he is in the wane, and yet in courtesy, in all reason, we must stay the time.
Proceed, moon.
All I have to say is to tell you that the lantern is the moon, myself the man in the moon, this thorn bush my thorn bush, and this dog my dog.
Why then, all this should be in the lantern, for all these are in the moon. But silence, here comes Thisbe.
Oh, where is my love? This is old Ninny's tomb. Oh!
Well rowed, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shone, moon. Truly the moon shines with a good grace.
Well moused, lion.
And then came Pyramus.
And so the lion vanished.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious, golden, glittering light, I trust to take of truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, O spite, but mark, poor knight, what dreadful dole is here? Eyes, can you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck, oh dear, thy mantle good, what? Stained with blood? Approach, ye furies fell. Oh, fates, come, come. Cut thread and thrum, quail, crush, conclude, and quell.
This passion in the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad.
Beshrew my heart, but I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore, nature, didst thou lion frame, since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, who is, no, who was, the dearest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears, confound, outsword and wound the pap of Pyramus, I the left pap, where heart doth hop. Thus, oh, die I. Thus, thus, thus. Now am I dead. Now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now, die. 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 Die.
No die, but an ace for him, for he is but one.
Less than an ace, man, for he is dead. He is nothing.
Well, with the help of the surgeon, he might yet recover and yet prove an ass.
How chance Moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back to find her lover?
Now, she will find him by starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
A mote will turn the balance, which the Pyramus, which the Thisbe is the better. He for a man, God warrant us, she for a woman, God bless us.
She hath spied him already with those sweet eyes.
And thus she means, videli chat.
Asleep, my love? What? Dead, my dove? Oh, Pyramus, arise! Speak, speak, quite dumb. Dead, dead? A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These lily lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone, are gone. Lovers make moan, his eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come, come to me, with hands as pale as silk. Lay them in gore, since you have shore with shears his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword. Come, blade, my breast imbrue. Thus Thisbe ends. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Oh!
Moonshine and lion are left to bury the dead.
Aye, and wall too.
No, I assure you, the wall is down that parted their fathers. Would it please you to see an epilogue or to hear a Bergamask dance by two of our company?
No epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse. Never excuse, for when the players are all dead, there need be none to blame. Marry, if he that writ it had played Pyramus and hung himself in Thisbe's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy. And so it is very notably and truly discharged. But come, your Bergamask, let your epilogue alone. The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers to bed, 'tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn, as much as this night we have overwatched. This palpable gross play hath well beguiled the heavy gate of night. Sweet friends to bed, a fortnight hold we this solemnity in nightly revels and new jollity.
Now it is the time of night. that graves all gaping wide, every one puts forth his sprite, in the churchway paths to glide. Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf bewolves the moon, whilst the heavy ploughman snores, all with weary tusk fordone. Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech, all screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is the time of night, that graves all gaping wide, every one puts forth his pride, in the churchway paths to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple-hecked steam, in the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream, now a frolic. Not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through this house give glimmering light, by the dead and drowsy fire, every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar. And this ditty after me sing and dance it trippingly.
First, rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand, with fairy grace, will we sing and bless this place.
Now, until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray. To the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be. And the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true in loving be. And the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand. Never mole, hair, lip, nor scar, nor mark prodigious, such as are despised in nativity, shall upon their children be. With this field dew consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless, through the palace with sweet peace. And the owner of it blessed ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, meet me all ere break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, whilst these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding, but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am honest buck, if we have unearned luck, now to escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the puck a liar call. So, good night unto you all. Give me your hands, if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.